Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you your basic SEINT palette, which means when you do a color match, these are all the options you'll get. Then I'll show you a couple things that you might want to add on the top of it, okay? So if you're like, what is SEINT? Why is SEINT a big deal? I'm going to cover that here. So the very first thing I do every day when I do my makeup after I've washed my face and done my skincare routine is I use our Stay Spray. This is, just takes a couple of squirts and all you do is just dab it. This is our Perfector sponge that I'm using. You dab the Stay Spray right on top of your skin once your skincare that you put on before has dried. So my skincare is dry. And now I am going to be putting on my Stay Spray. This I like to put on as a primer underneath. You can also put it on over the top of your makeup. I prefer it underneath because it does wind up being a little extra shiny on me if I put it on over the top of my makeup. So that's just something to be aware of. You'll figure out what works for you. So here is your basic SEINT palette. When you submit a color match, it would be a makeup-free selfie, just like you see on me right now. No crazy shadows. I'm right up by a window, so it's really good lighting, and I can tell your actual skin tone. So here is mine. And then what I'll do is I will tell you if there's any color correcting that you feel you need to do. I will tell you how you can do that. So that's this color for me for these dark circles under my eyes. It's called Frenchie. It's actually a lip and cheek color. What you'll notice is a lot of our cream foundations are very versatile and they can be used in a lot of different places. So I'll be showing you today how you can use some of these different things in different places that you maybe didn't expect, okay? So you'll get any color correcting that you let me know that you think you'll need. And then you'll also get a brightening highlight color. The brightening highlight color is the one that we're going to use where you would probably use a concealer if you use a concealer. Otherwise, we use this around our eyes. We try and bring attention closer to our eyes by putting the brighter colors there. We all want everybody to be looking at our eyes, and we all want our faces to look like they're lifted and slimmer. So that's what we're working towards. There is different contouring you can do if you have different face shapes and those kinds of things. I can help you through when you submit your color match also, okay? Then you'll get your all over highlight color. These two are both highlights. They can both be used on different people in different places. My all over highlight is the one that you would probably be used to using as a foundation. So this is going to go everywhere that I don't put something else, because the whole goal of this is that since it is a cream foundation, it takes one very thin layer and it doesn't take a whole lot of makeup in order to cover our faces. So it moves with our skin, it stays on. If you're having problems with it staying on or like getting clumpy, you either need to exfoliate your skin or you need to use less makeup. Every time I say that to people, they're blown away and then amazed and love how it looks when they use less. So less is more with this stuff because it's so pigmented. And also since it's cream, does kind of have some moisturizing features to it. The next one is your contour color. Your contour color is your color that you're going to use to kind of lift your face. We're going to put it in places where we want it to look like we have a shadow on our face, and it will help us kind of make our whole face look as if it is lifted. Sorry, my hair feels like it's in my way. But so these are the 4 colors you'll get in your color match that would be custom to you, okay? Then you have a second tier here to this palette, and the second tier here, these are colors that would take it up a notch for you, okay? You wouldn't have to start with these. I did not start with these. I had a party and I bought these off of my party, but I initially started with this, fell in love, and then got this. That's totally fine. When you submit your color match, I'll tell you all of the things that you could put in there. and you can pick and choose yourself, okay? So on here I have a lip and cheek color. This one's called Sandstone. Then you have a Bella Bronzer. Bella Bronzer is our bronzer color. It works on many skin tones. And the way that I like to say it is it just makes it look like you're sun-kissed. We all like to be sun-kissed. And then you'll get an illuminator. We have cream illuminators and a powder illuminator. The one I'm going to use today is a powder illuminator because I also want to use it as an eyeshadow with these two eyeshadow colors, Bright Eyes and can't remember the name of the other one right now, Bright Eyes and Cocoa. So one thing that's awesome about all of this is these are all magnetic tins and your palette is also magnetic. So if you keep a cover from any of your tins, you can just slide it in here between and you can pop it out. It tells you the color on the back so that if you don't know what color it is when you need to reorder it, you can figure that out. The nice thing about it is also that if you are traveling or you run out of one color, all you have to do is pop out one tin. You don't have to go buy a whole nother compact of eyeshadow because you ran out of the color you use the most, right? That's the worst. Like I use super light colors a lot because my eyes are so dark. So I'm always buying those for my eyes. Well, what's nice with SEINT is all I have to do is buy that one little square and replace that, and then I can still keep using this. I'm not buying a whole new round thing for $30 every time that I run out of one color. So shall we get started? Sorry for all the talking. Oh, sorry, one last thing before we get started. If your makeup gets low, here's one of my compacts that I use sometimes. This one's getting super low. Okay, that's my contour color. I just bought more. But also what I can do is I can take that contour color out of my tin or my palette, take the tin out of my palette just like this. And if I put this on a pan on my stove on low and cook it down and kind of stir it around with a toothpick, all of a sudden it'll all be melted over and it'll be like a brand new compact until my next one arrives. So that's a really good tip. When you get down this low, it's hard to get it on your brush. And this one I've already cooked down a couple of times, but that's a good tip to help you make your product last a little longer too. So let's get started with this everyday palette look from in here. I'm going to start by doing this with what's called the Cheetah HAC or the Camel HAC because I have found that it's the best way for you all to know where your makeup needs to go on your face, okay? You can do this all with a brush also. I'll do that in another video. I'm just here to show you how you can do this with your fingers and a brush, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is color correct. My color correction, like I said, is right under my eyes. It doesn't take a lot in order to really balance it out. You can already see that this eye with one little of my finger is way brighter than this eye. I also put a little bit of it sometimes on my eyelid if they are dark. So again, just a couple dabs with my finger, a quick swipe, and a quick swipe up above. If you're somebody with melasma or something like that, you can use it in the same way. Another color correction that I do most days is something with blemishes, especially now that we're wearing masks at school when I film this video. So I have lots more blemishes from talking and wearing a mask. So you'll use your brightening color to color correct any blemishes because those are the same thing as your brightening color you can think of as like a concealer. So just put a tiny bit around and on a blemish and we'll even everything out when we're done. I have a little mole right here, but okay. So that's my color correction. If you are the same as me, then you'll be done. You might have a little bit more, you might have less than that. That's fine. Color correction just goes down first. It should be really quick. The next thing I like to do that you don't have to do is I like to fill in my brows just a little bit. And to fill in your brows, you're going to use your contour color. So again, this is another way that you can use one of the things that you buy in multiple ways. I use the end of our multitasker brush, and all I do is just fill in my brow line with my contour color. So if your brows are similar in color to mine, a good contour color to use is called Astoria, which is what I'm using. I was double checking the name of it on the back. I was pretty sure that that was right, but didn't want to tell you the wrong thing. So this fills in pretty well against my skin tone and also just helps even out my brows. So if you look at the difference between these two brows, one's filled in and one's not. This is not something that I did at the beginning of doing my makeup or when I first started using SEINT, so don't feel like filling in your brows is something you need to master right now. I have also never really had to because my brows are so thick. If it's something you're used to doing, this would be a great way for you to continue doing something you're already comfortable with. So I'm still mastering it. No pro by any means at the brows, but I'm working on it. So bear with me as I do. I got too much up there. The nice thing is it just rubs right out. That just came right out. I had it uneven and there we go. Okay. So that is how you can use the contour for your brows. That's an extra thing. Don't feel like you have to do it. Here's how I do the rest of my makeup. So our first step is to just get that layer down that acts as your foundation, but it's only going to be one layer for your contour and your highlight and your all over. So I'm going to use my brightening color first, again with just my finger. I'm going to pull a line down from both of my eyes. This is not a lot of makeup. And in, and then up in the corners from both eyes. And then down my nose from up on my forehead. And then over each of my brows. Yes, it looks silly. It will all blend out. You have to trust the process, okay? That's my brightening color. That's all I need to do with it. Now I'm going to move to my second highlight color, which is my all over color, but I'm actually going to come back to it in a little bit because I don't want to put it everywhere else right now. I just want to put it wherever I don't put something else. So my next one would be my contour color. And again, using my finger, just getting a little bit on the end of my finger. I'm going to start back here at my hairline and pull my finger forward. Start back at your hairline, pull your finger forward. Same thing on my jawline. I'm starting back here and I'm pulling my finger forward until it runs out. And same thing here. And look, I got some right here. It's okay, it will all blend out. Now I'm gonna use my finger again. I'm gonna make a line along my hairline on my forehead. This line here helps it look like it's brighter at your eyes. So this line we do to help bring that attention closer to your eyes. The last place that you'll use your contour color is if you want to contour your nose. If you do, you want to start right here. You'll go down your nose, just a thin line on the very top of it, on the corner of the top. Same thing on this side, just like that. And if you can't still see the brightening color down the middle, go back and put just a little more of your brightening color on the middle, okay? If you want your nose to look like it's lifted, you just take a little bit of that contour color on the tip of your nose and literally like lift it. It'll all blend out, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna move to my lip and cheek color. My lip and cheek color today is called Royal. This is a really pretty fall and winter color. And I'm gonna make a line right above where my contour color was. A lot of us were taught to put our lip and cheek color right on the apple of our cheeks. I don't know about you, but I don't need any more attention being brought to my cheeks. So you don't need to put your color there. We'll kind of blend it forward, but we're not going to just apply it on the apple of our cheeks. So at this point, this is everything I'm going to put down except for my all over color. So I'm going back to my all over color right here, and I'm going to just put dots spread out around my face. Now this part is where people try to blend it while they're putting it in, or putting it in those holes on your face, just like this. And then you're gonna have way too much makeup and you're gonna feel like it's really heavy. You don't want that. So spread them out. You can always go back and add more. All right, there it is. This is my Cheetah HAC. This is what it looks like when I am done with that. And now all I need to do is blend. So I'm going to use the small end of my brush and just dab all over my face. So dabbing, starting with the brightest colors that you have. You're just dabbing to even it out. Our brushes are made for cream foundation. So our brushes are made so that it naturally blends those colors, because look, the brush is curved up on the edge. So when you push, it gets a little bit out to that edge and helps blend it into that next color. So I am just dabbing my brightest color. So like here, this looks kind of blended, but I'm not done. So I need to continue dabbing until everything on my face is blended in. And I'm still just doing that brightening and that all over color right now. All right, now I'm gonna move to my nose and I'm just blending until that brown contour color I put on looks like a shadow, which it does now, and you can't see the lines, okay? I sometimes like to put just a little more of my all over color on the tip of my nose. You can do what you want to do. I also noticed that my brightening color, sometimes I have to go back to my under eye and put just a tiny bit more on, and you can totally do that. This is made to only be one layer, but sometimes if I blend too much, I have to go back and put a little bit more on. So hopefully that makes sense there. All right. Now, I'm going to move to my contour color. For my contour color, the whole idea is for this to look like a shadow and for my face to look lifted. Excuse me. So, I'm going to start by just moving it back and forth, and then I'm going to blend it upward. The reason that I moved it back and forth a little bit was just to like loosen it up and make it move better. And then I'm blending it upward. Back and forth. And then up. Okay, so that already helps my face look like it's lifted a little bit. Now I'm gonna move over here. As I'm doing this color, I'm dabbing, but also in an upward motion. So dab and up, and you're gonna notice that this is actually going straight into that lip and cheek color, and that's totally fine. So I'm gonna do this side, loosen it up, dab, and bring it up. Now, if when I'm done, I'm like, ooh, one side looks a little uneven, I can always go back and add more or take some off of the other side by using the loose side of my brush. So like this side looks heavier to me, so I could always go back with this side of the brush and it kind of like erases some of it. Now up here, I'm gonna dab it and blend it in with my all over color that was applied here, but also pull it into my hairline, so that my hairline is not just like white next to this contour color. All right, so that's that. Everything is blended except for my cheeks. So for my cheeks, I'm gonna start at the back. And again, I'm dabbing and pulling it forward just a little bit. This just adds color back into our face. the all over color and the brightening color are meant to even it out. And then our contour color and our lip and cheek color, those put color and dimension back into our face, okay? So next what I'm gonna use is that lip and cheek color that I used on my cheeks. I'm just gonna use my finger and put a little bit on my lips. And it comes right off of the edge if you need it to. Something you can do with the contour color is if you like your lip to have a little dimension, put a little bit of it on the end of the multitasker brush and trace that bottom line. And suddenly you'll have like an outline on your lip and it'll all be like a little bit more dimension to it. And you can also use your Illuminator color for a thin line on the top. Like that. That will help your lips kind of pop or like look more plump. So I'm just putting a little more color on. And then I also sometimes like to take my Illuminator and put just a little bit of it in the center of my lip, again, to help those lips look more juicy or plump, okay? All right, so this is like kind of my all over look, or everyday look, except for there's a couple things you can add to it, okay? So my first thing I'm gonna add to it is some bronzer. It's fall, I'm starting to lose my summer tan. I like to still look like I have a little bit of a tan. So when I use my bronzer right here, I use the loose end of my brush, get a few dabs of it on my brush, and then all I'm gonna do is apply it in circles above my eyebrows. Seeing it, I got a lot there, but it'll all blend out. It's the magic of this cream foundation. And then with the same bronzer, you can go down your side of your face like this and onto your cheeks. You can apply bronzer anywhere that it should look like the sun has kissed your face. And then I like to take whatever's left on the end of my brush and kind of hit my nose a little bit, okay? I also like to use the bronzer when my neck or my chest is not matching the rest of my face. So if for whatever reason my face is looking a little bit more tan than my neck or my chest, I just take my bronzer and put a little bit of it on the end of my brush. You can always go back. So like I noticed when I went like this that these blemishes needed to be covered up a little more. You can always go back with your finger and just lightly dab until it's all evened out. So just like that. And now they're gone. So, okay, couple more things here. The next one is Illuminator. For Illuminator, you'll take the tight end of your brush. The cream Illuminator doesn't look as sparkly. It's more of like an everyday look. The powder Illuminator, you would use like to really glam it up. So I'm using the powder right now because I want it to dual as my light color for my eyeshadow. I didn't want to have to put another one in my compact. So I put it just at the top of my cheekbone and then just a tiny bit underneath the bottom of my brow. And you can probably see, there you go, it's pretty sparkly there. That's the Illuminator. Now for my eyes, I'm going to use our eyeshadow brush. I'm going to take this color right here, which is, I just told you what it was called, Cocoa. It's got the name on the back. And with Cocoa, I'm going to use the tight end of my eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to apply Cocoa in the corner of my eyes, just like that. And then up my brow bone, or my crease, and then up a little bit above my crease of my eyebrow. It's okay if it's not evened out right now. It will be when I'm done. So corner of my eye, just like this, and then up that brow bone. All right. Now, my next color is called Bright Eyes. These are two of my favorites to use in the fall. With Bright Eyes, I'm going to put it in the center of my eye and blend it into that corner color that I used, and also a little bit up as I even out those colors. So center of my eye into the corner, blending those together, and then up here as I blend those out. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to use is my Glamazing Illuminator as the brightening color in my eyeshadow. So I'm going in the inside corner of my eye and up, and then I'll take a little bit here and then take that under. So corner and under, just like that. And if you feel like you still need more of it up here to brighten things, you can always add a little bit of it. All three of these are pretty sparkly. I like sparkly eyeshadow. If you don't, we have really pretty ones that are also not sparkly at all. Then you'll put on your eyeliner. Any eyeliner will do. Just do not put eyeliner across the entire eyelid of your eye because it will bring too much darkness to your eye. If you apply it in the outside corner of your eye on the bottom and the top, you will have a much more even look on your eye, and it also won't be too heavy and weigh your eyes down. For mascara, you can use anything that you like. I lately have been buying this, and I bought it more than once, so that means I like it. Like I've refilled it. So I'll show you in a second this mascara. And there we have it. This is called Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. I really like it. So if you're looking for something, check this out. So that's your look. It seems like a lot. I do this same look every day in under like 7 minutes. So it does not take very long once you get the hang of it. If you're interested in what this would be like for you, submit a color match and I will be happy to help you out. I also, with a lot of people, once their product comes in, I've been setting up like some Zooms or FaceTimes to help walk people through it. So don't be afraid. Just ask questions and I will be happy to help you out.